Hi everyone, I am Andra Annette, and this is CJC Boyd, and we are here from Real Lives of the Entrepreneurs. And today I just want to briefly touch on, and I just told CJ 2 seconds before we start, like I always do, we're going to talk about outside apps. A lot of entrepreneurs have business on Facebook, and Facebook has been very persnickety. They want to keep everyone on Facebook. So they don't want things coming from YouTube to Facebook. You can go on Facebook and post your link there, but you can't send from YouTube to Facebook. It's considered an outside app that you're using. The same with we can't cross post the way we used to. So this has come to my attention because I'm a content creator for Facebook and I've been sending stuff from YouTube, and that's no longer acceptable. The other thing is, the new messenger, the way the new messenger is set up, it doesn't work with certain extensions like Edge or it prefers Google and things like that. I don't know what the reasoning is for it, but I always use Edge because I use Google for work. So it helps me realize which app I'm going into, where I'll be logging on, whether it's for work. So it's just been easier for me to separate where I do my work and where I do my play. And I've been getting all these messages from Facebook. And it is Facebook. It's not one of those people claiming to be Facebook that we have reason to believe you're using outside apps. And per our new terms and conditions, you cannot no longer do that. So I sent them a message. I dare you. I use Facebook Suite, right? I dare you. It makes me feel like my business isn't safe. And then when I logged into Google today, I saw all the people in my messenger had pink faces next to them. And I remembered Penny. I said, oh shit, Penny. So Penny is someone that kind of tracks your leads. So a lot of people on Facebook use Penny, and you can't use Penny. It's an outside app. A lot of people use Birthday Wisher. Birthday Wisher is big. It's a very inexpensive way. It allows you to know everybody in your friends lists birthdays so that you can strike a conversation with people, even people that you haven't spoke to in a long time, and wish them happy birthday. But that's something that's offered by Facebook too. So it's not necessary, but a lot of people don't know that that's offered by Facebook, so they use that app. So Facebook sent me two of those messages and I said, I need to look into this because what's pissing Facebook off, right? Because I do a lot of business on Facebook. And a lot of people only use Facebook, and a lot of big entrepreneurs have lost their business like that and had to start fresh, right? Um, so if you can avoid pissing Facebook off, you might want to do that. So today I said, let me spend 5 minutes and look into outside extensions. So I opened Google and there were like 9 extensions connected to Facebook that I wasn't even aware were connected to Facebook. So you have, so I went to manage extensions and I looked at how many things. A long time ago, I was with a company and I had something called Group Kit, which helps you keep track of people in your groups, their emails when they came in, where they are in your business. So it's a way to track leads. So at different times in our business, we set these things up and we forget about them because we find something better that works. And something like that, you show up one day and your page is gone. You're like, whoa, what happened? So there is a way to know when it's from Facebook because Facebook's like, hey, Facebook will put up, these are our terms and conditions whenever they're sending you a message. So that's a clear sign it's from Facebook and they're reminding you the terms and conditions of your page and performing on their suite. So I just wanted to put that out there because we we are here to help people in whatever way possible. And I'd hate to see somebody who's been working on building a business, whether you're just starting and maybe you just got 50 people in your group or you got 50,000 people in your group, it would be very sad to see you lose your business for something as simple as trying to track a lead when there are other ways you can do it, right? So that's my input. What's your thought behind all this?
I think for when you first started talking about it, I'm instantly like aggravated. Like it reminds me back in the day when the cell phone companies were fighting, trying to be the conglomerate, and they had to, tell them to knock it off, and that one person couldn't own all the things. And so instantly, I was like, why does Facebook think they need to control everything? And then the second part is, I'm looking back to the times where I've been shadow banned on Facebook because I said something inappropriately or I, followed up too many times in a certain amount of time. And I've been locked out several times. And when I couldn't get back in and they're like, you have to jump through these hoops to prove that it's you, that it's your account. I think it's so important. I primarily build my business on Facebook and I think it's really important for us to, look at other avenues and not have all our eggs in one proverbial basket.
I don't necessarily think that they're trying to control. The issue is that there's so many people in the market, and Facebook has been around for a really long time. Facebook is connected to Instagram, then TikTok comes along. So everybody thinks one is better and they start going there. But a lot of people are using Facebook as like a jump off, like they're putting all their stuff in every place because they want to be seen everywhere.
Right,
I'm literally everywhere, but I like being on Facebook. That's a choice, right?
right,
Um, but I don't use Facebook for business. So I do say, hey, here I am on Instagram. Hey, here I am on YouTube. So it's different ways to get your message out. But people stopped running maybe as many ads on Facebook. Like if you try to run an ad on Facebook now, that $19 ad is going to cost you $38, right? Because now they're using an outside company to run that ad. So you're paying a third party, which I find is ironic because they don't want to use outside apps. But so I think that's why Google picked up on that birthday wishes so fast because now Google is really connected to Facebook ads, right? Um, so that's something to keep in mind too. But it's something very simple. And this goes back to what we're always saying about building real connections because people are tracking you like a ticket, like a meal ticket in your business. And that's really not the way people want to be seen. I know personally, I get so many messages about from marketers and what they could do for my business and come join this workshop is something I get a lot. They're giving away all this free stuff and I can only invite one guest. So I get hundreds of them and they can all only invite one guest. And these are all real big distractions in your business. A lot of people have that concept that they're missing something. And what we're really missing is time to focus on building those connections for yourself and building your business. And if you keep thinking there's things outside of you that's going to help you scale faster and help you do all these amazing things, you're missing that critical time that you might need with a client or to give yourself that love because a lot of people don't show up or they pause when they're going to talk because they still feel like they're not enough. So to give themselves that love that they might have missed when they were in childhood, maybe someone didn't say I value you or whatever, to give themselves that love and grow your business in a natural way. It's like the parent who compares two children and one of them is hurt and the other's that's getting put up here is not
are
you know so and that's kind of the message in the market now too, that you're missing something and you might not be missing anything at all. It might be an automation you haven't set up correctly, but sometimes if you're not hitting those business goals, sometimes stepping back and looking at where those connections break is simpler than sitting in 6 master classes trying to figure it out based on what works for somebody else. Because everybody has a different business, everybody has a different way of handling business, and we are all selling ourselves in one way or another, right? Just like you do when you show up for a job interview. Hey, I'm the best for you because, right? You would do your business is going to do better because I'm here and this is why, right? So, it's kind of that. And I think with so many messages telling people they're missing something, I think that's creating an even bigger gap in with imposter syndrome. So,
I agree. I think it's one of those things where, people are telling oh, come join this. You have to be in this workshop. And I think a lot of times we do that because we're afraid that, oh my God, they might have the missing link. But most times I find that people, when I talk to them and I dig deep, it's not even about the fear of missing out. It's just one more thing they are doing to keep themselves from actually being immersed in their business because they're afraid they're going to fail. They're afraid they're not going to be able to handle it. They're afraid they're not going to be able to, shine up, show up and do the thing. And so they say, oh, if I just take this workshop and I'm looking for the missing link, then I don't have to actually, self-reflect and be like, okay, I'm not being in my business. I'm not building my business. I'm using every excuse to procrastinate, to say I need to learn this tool or learn this skill before I go forth. And I think my message would be fail forward, try it, just show up, be consistent, do the damn thing and fail forward. If you're going to fail, you're going to learn from that lesson and it's going to put you out there more. And people want vulnerability. People don't want everybody to look like the same shiny coin. People want individuality. So
I
don't keep
I
going to
think
all the
so.
things.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, I was on a call last night. I was doing an EFT, a tapping, right? And you have to be ready to hear what people see that's always probably there because we all have traumas as we were a kid, right? So um I always feel like I don't show up 100%, right? And like there's always that pause. Like sometimes I want to say something and I won't because I say it's not the right time, right? And um I got to find out why last I got, I got to find out why last night. And it was listening to someone else's perspective and she kept digging and digging and digging, right? So I talk about that self-work and that reflection and all that stuff, So even though we forgive people and we move on in our life, there are certain things that we don't forgive ourselves for
Mhm.
and honor and accept ourselves the way we are. And that keeps us from showing up 100%. So it came back to me being a child and always being wrong even when I was right. Like, having that attention on me, like and that's why I hate being the center of attention to this day. Like it was always that negative attention from that adult that made me feel like no matter what I did was wrong. So um so a big part of my journey is telling the truth about health. And is that the right thing to do? It absolutely is. But in the back of my head, that child saying, "Are they just going to think you're wrong?" Even though I'm confident in myself, I'm not. uh, That that child is saying, "I need to accept you as you are, good, bad, and indifferent." And I needed to validate that yesterday. And I was like, "Oh my God, where is this coming from? Is it really that simple?" So you think that we like that the longer you're out here, the better you get and stuff. But I just want to reiterate that this is a constant journey. The healing of yourself, the getting, more comfortable with who you are. Nobody shows up 100% all the time. Even if you're 100% confident and 100% comfortable with yourself, there was always something there. And we think that we let go of them, but you do have to do that inner work to let go of it, to show up and say, fuck it, when you need to say, fuck it. I don't care what anybody thinks, right? Just going to be me. But you have to be ready to be okay with who you are and where you're at in that point in your life, regardless of what anybody else says. Acceptance of yourself,
Exactly.
I'm
And I think
tapping my
as we
hand thinking about that.
And I think as we go and we grow and we dig deep and we uncover all those layers, there's a new level of things that are going to trip us up or things that are going to come back. And as we continue to peel back those layers and dig deeper, we uncover more and more things. And then as we expand and grow and become more confident, there's different things that come in and start, trying to take away that, confidence or that self-sufficiency, that security. And so, it's a matter of, it's not one and done. You don't heal one thing and then you're good to go for the rest of your life. It's a continual choice to say, I want to be my best version. I want to do, put forth my best foot. So you got to continually do that on a daily basis. And it's a very important to like step back. Because for me, I know a lot of people that I'm with, they're like, oh, you got to hustle, you got to grind, you got to. No, sometimes the more I make more money in business when I shut my phone off and I go outside, take my shoes and socks off, sit in the earth, sit under my mom's willow tree, and I ask for guidance. Okay, what is working for me? What is my message really going to be? And why, how can I change that up to reach the people who need to hear me? And then people start reaching out to me. So it's a matter of like not always being on the go, thinking you have to do something to not, one up the next person. Sometimes it's just a matter of pulling back and realizing how far you've come, but also knowing that you're going to continue to grow and expand every single day. And it's a continuous journey. We're never going to get there. It's never going to be done. It's going to be a continuous journey till the day we die.
I think that that's always going to be the case. And I think a big part of it comes with accepting that it doesn't really end, we are those people that want to keep expanding and keep growing. That's built into our makeup, and just being okay with that. So a lot of people will tell people to get out of their comfort zone, but there's always going to be a level of discomfort every time you try something new. So I mean that came up in that conversation too. So she said, well, what? She said, do you feel like you're not smart? So I said, oh no, I know I'm smart enough. That's not the issue. I said, but I've always worked with people in person. I said, so I'm not comfortable with the whole online thing. I said, and I don't know that I ever will. But you know what I mean? I like being with people. I'm that bedside nurse, and I like that interaction, that physical interaction. I think something's lost with this a
Agreed.
little bit. I think the message is not as impactful as if you're with someone and doing it. I remember, just real quick, I remember being in a patient's room, and her leg was really, really, really bad. But most of what was going on with her was here. She didn't believe that she was going to heal. So one of the aides was in there with me, and she said, how's it doing today? It's not good, is it? I said, oh no, wow, this looks amazing. What are you doing different? Are you eating more of your vegetables? Are you doing? I said, I can't even believe how much this has changed since last week. Keep
Wow.
up the great work. I'm so proud of you. Right. So when we left the room, the aide said to me, Anja, that didn't look any better. What are you doing? Why would you tell her that? So I said, sometimes it's not it's not what we think they need, that they really
Mhm.
need. I said, her problem isn't with the healing. Her problem is with her believing that she can. I said, so for right now, we have to give her that. And I said, let's see what happens next week. I said, but it doesn't hurt to encourage somebody. What do we have to
Exactly.
lose? But next week, it did look much better. And little
Good.
by little, she started to believe that she could take care of herself and she could learn how to care for that disease process. Because
Awesome.
little by little, we started encouraging her and saying, good job, good job. And maybe that's what she needed. Maybe no one ever told her, good job. So it's not always the physical that we need. Sometimes it is that emotional. And for me, I always have that emotional connection with people. And I think sometimes that's lost, because I've been reading bodies for all these years. And if I can't see them, um, I have to tap into other cues, which is physically exhausting for, for me. Physically exhausting for me. Like I have to reassess that. But it's just easier for me because when I see it, their body tells me something very different, you know? Um, so yeah. So I remember being online with someone, and him wanting to lose weight and all this stuff. And from here up, he looked great. And I'm saying, why doesn't this picture match? Like I couldn't wrap my head around what he was telling me. And then he sat back and his stomach's like this. And I said, now I see the full picture, you know. And it wasn't a weight loss issue at all. It was a kidney issue. So, which was impacting certainly his weight loss trouble, but he had a much bigger problem I needed to work on, right? Um, I'll always feel that level of discomfort and have to do it anyway, but I have to do that acceptance in me and say, okay, maybe this isn't the way you're used to doing it, but you're going to do it anyway, right? And I think that people have to find their own comfort and their own confidence in their own time, you
Yeah,
know, and not keep believing that you need something more and just start. Like you said, what you said was amazing because you do just have to start. You have to fail forward because the only way you really learn is by that failure.
exactly. I think the other thing too is always constantly taking the temperature about your self-belief. That's a big thing in our business is taking your temperature. Do you believe in the product? Do you believe in the community that you're being supported by? Do you believe in the systems that are in place? And then most importantly, do you believe in yourself? Do you believe that you're capable of doing this? And that's where a lot of people miss the mark because they're still in that space where, well, I've tried this and it failed, or I've done this and my cousin, brother's uncle, sister told me it wouldn't work, or I've tried this and it was a scam. It's not about any of those things. It's about how much do you believe in yourself. So taking the temperature of your self belief every single day and then going, okay, I don't 100% believe in myself that I can do this, digging deep and finding out the why you don't believe that, and then working through that. It's a constant, like, reassuring yourself that you're capable. And I think that's just super important. And I do that for myself every day because I come from a long line of you're going to always be that girl who can't do it. And now I know that that's not true. I can do any damn thing I want if I put my mind to it, and I believe in myself that I can. And I think that's a missing piece for a lot of people is that self belief and like clapping for yourself or patting yourself on the back and going, "You did that! Oh my God, that's freaking amazing!" And that's what I was thinking when you said you told that lady, "Oh my God, this looks so amazing." What if we told ourselves, "Oh my God, you look great today. You did a great job on that live. You come so far and you've done the thing." I think we need to start celebrating ourselves more. That will get us to move faster than sitting there and going, okay, God, I did this wrong, or this hasn't worked yet, or whatever. Is just to like look at yourself and go, okay, I'm here on purpose. What is my purpose supposed to be? And how can I best move forward to, really shine that purpose? Because it's not about me at the end of the day. It's about me stepping up and believing in myself enough so that when I'm speaking, the women who need to hear my voice to give themselves permission to stand up and speak their truth, that's what it's about.
I agree. I agree. And I think the message that we say to ourselves, I love that book, Shed Helmstetter. I never forget that book. And that really changed my life in so many ways. Because when I was 300 pounds, it was really hard to say. I'm in my perfect body at 120 pounds. And I just kept saying it anyway. And it did change everything else in my life. So, and that belief system started coming back. I started gaining that confidence that I knew this and this wasn't as difficult as everybody makes it. This is what I do. So, um, so yeah, I get that. I think that's a beautiful way to end it today. If you're out there and you don't really think that you're capable, give yourself permission today to mess up royally and accept yourself anyway, regardless, and keep going forward. Give yourself permission to be just where you're at today. Any last words, CJ?
I keep thinking about a comment that my mom used to say to me when I was growing up, and I was like comparing myself to all the other girls in school, and she was like, "Well, you're just scared. You're just scared to try anything. You need to just do it." And then she goes, "The way you'll know that you succeeded and that you can continue to keep trying is you do the damn thing, and then you look at yourself and go, 'I did it, and I didn't die.'" Perfect.
I love that. We're going to leave it on that note. We hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching Real Life for the Entrepreneurs with Andra and CJ Seaboy. Have a great day.